How you doing? This is Sam Tolley, and this is April 2022. We're almost 6 months into the second year of President Biden's term in office. And I was just recalling in my thoughts what has happened in the past. I remember during President Trump's administration, the media stayed on him like a dog after a bone and made up stories about him over all kinds of nonsense that wasn't even true. My friends railed against him, and some of them would refuse to call him President Trump. They would call him 45. And they would talk about how debased he was, how immoral he was. Not that we elected him based on his morality. We elected him, those people that I'm not familiar with, based on his business acumen, based on the fact that we thought that, he's made his mistakes business-wise and he had successes. And we figured that a person with that kind of experience would make a good president, at least better than some of these folks that all they spent their life was in academia and never ran a business like, say, Obama. But nevertheless, the media constantly berated him. They never said anything he did good. And my friends berated him. They said, they're going to bring him down with this Stormy thing, or they're going to bring him down with this Russian collusion. He was in bed with the Russians. That's the only reason he got elected. All this stuff. And nothing ever happened. They couldn't bring him down, and they were on him constantly. He made peace with several nations in the Middle East. He even stopped North Korea from exploding bombs and sending up missiles. He was making a difference in the foreign policy of this country. And he produced the greatest economy in my lifetime. Black people, who was always low on the economic totem pole, he rose them up. He gave more money to historic black colleges than any of these Democrats. I remember before he was elected, he asked a bunch of black preachers, "What the hell do you have to lose?" And he was true. What the hell did you have to lose? Vote for him based on voting for Democrats, because Democrats always promise the world and didn't deliver. Yet, even when we would prove to people that Biden was always a racist, Biden, when Obama was running for president, said this is the first clean, articulate black man. Now, can you imagine that? If you're not looking at life through your racist lens, the first clean, I guess all black people didn't bathe. Articulate, I guess, most black men spoke with ebonics. This was insulting. But none of my friends complained about it. None of my friends ever complain about anything the Democrats do. And so they railed against Trump. They railed against all this stuff. And when Biden was elected with 81 million votes, a man that never had a rally. I went to Trump rallies and there were thousands. They would show Biden talking about 20 or 30 people for a few minutes. And he was cognitively impaired even then, before the media started questioning it. But nevertheless, supposedly he got 81 million votes. When he was elected, as it were, my friends were like celebrating. And I see the news media saying, now the adults are in charge. Well, here we are, almost a year and a half into his administration, and instead of the greatest economy in my lifetime, we have a 40-year high inflation. Everything is through the roof. People that were used to eating steak now have to get used to eating hamburger meat. And those that were used to eating hamburger are getting reduced down to bologna. And those, unfortunately, that were eating bologna, maybe a box of grits would do. I don't know. But people are having a hard time. Gas, my friends are paying more than double the amount of gas they were paying when Trump was in office. And they denigrated Trump when he was trying to seal the border. They were saying that he was xenophobic, that he was against foreigners, that he was against Mexicans. What did Biden do? He's letting everybody come through the border that wants to. And he's paying for them to be flew all over the country, giving them money and phones. You want to know who's paying for that stuff? Me, you, anyone that's paying taxes. We're paying for all these illegals. The ones that came through here didn't take COVID tests or anything while they were trying to force masks on us. But my friends, and this is where I'm really coming from, as much as they rail against Trump, I haven't heard anything against Biden. It's like nothing. And, they used to make posts slamming Trump and all this stuff. Particularly, I'm talking about my Christian Democrat friends. Now the post that I see from them is, God's got my back. God's going to take care of me. No matter how the situation looks, God is in control. These people who voted for a man that said black folks can't use the internet, black folks are too stupid to get voter identification, my words, not his, that black folks can't hire lawyers or accountants, that he didn't want his children raised in a racial jungle, and that ushered in a crime deal that incarcerated thousands of black people. These people are now, they have to live with what they did. They have to live with what this man is destroying this country. And they say nothing. They talk about how God is going to take care of them. I wonder, were they thinking about God when they were voting for a man that believes in abortion up until the birth, and now some of these states want to have abortion or infanticide after the child was born? Were they thinking about God when they voted in a man that said that 8-year-olds should be able to decide to change their sex, if that is at all possible, if they wanted to? Were they thinking about God when they had a very good economy and now they're struggling economically? And they shut down the drilling for oil, and they want to usher in oil from Venezuela and Iran, our enemies? Well, they're thinking about God after 2.5 years of Russia from Mueller, and he comes out and says, there is no evidence that Trump ever did anything with Russia. And now we're finding out that Biden's son got $3.5 million from Russia, and Biden got maybe $30 million from China. No, they're not thinking about that stuff. They're just going along, taking that whooping, because we're all taking the economic whooping. And they're just saying, well, God's going to take care of me. Don't worry about it. God's going to get you through. Well, they weren't saying this stuff when Trump was in office. They were saying, get rid of Trump. He's an antichrist. He's evil. He's xenophobic. He's homophobic. He's a racist. But he did more for minorities in this country than any president in my life. It doesn't, I just don't understand it. Not one of these people will stand up and say, you know what? We were better off under Trump than we are now. Like true Democrat robots. They don't speak unless they're told to speak. And that's when they can say something against conservatives and Republicans, but they dare not say anything against their Democrat masters. Nothing. They say nothing. This is Sam Tolley. I'm out.